Hello everybody, welcome back once again to the Lost Odyssey walkthrough. So we are in the kid's house and we need to head downstairs because I missed a pot here. Three Eastern red ores. Okay. I think I already read this book, right? Yeah, this is the one from the doctor. Okay. Let's head outside here. Excuse me. Alright, let's see here. Crimson Forest is in the mountains to the west. We better hurry. There are monsters showing up outside of town. Alright, so at this point we get Cook, who is level 15. Let's check her skills. Casting Support, Concentrate, Angel Heart. Boost the HP of... Oh, okay. White Magic. Okay. Do I not have let's see here. Soul Ring. Okay, yeah. These are my two rings that have the absorb on them. Alright, we'll just have to figure out something. HP and status of enemies. Steals. I may go with this eventually, because she's not able to steal on her own. But we'll see. I kind of wouldn't mind the treasure glasses, so that I can equip Kaim with something else. Let's relax. Oh, yeah. Crisis concentration. Alright. Go back to crisis defense boost. Alright, so let's get some stuff set up here too. Alright, looks like Angel Heart is the cheapest. Let's do skill link. Angel Heart. Okay, I think we're good. Good to go here. So let's head out. What did we need to... Oh, yeah, we need to head back to... Let's go this way. Okay, no, not that way. Nope. Back this way. Oops. Kaim recalls a memory that was locked deep within his heart. Dream has been revealed. All right, let's dream. Evening bell. Rolling farmland spread out before him. Kaim harvests vegetables, wielding his hoe with deep concentration. The sky on this autumn evening is a deep crimson. Maybe we should call it a day, says the heavyset woman who owns the farm. She drops an armload of vegetables into the basket. Chaim nods and wipes the sweat from his brow. You're a tremendous help, says the woman. Look how much we've done. Chaim responds to her prize with a slight nod. You still can't remember where you came from? She asks. Afraid not. Well, the way you work, she says with an easy laugh. I don't care if you're from the moon. Seriously, Chaim, what will you do when the harvest ends? I don't know yet. I haven't made up my mind. There's plenty of work to do here, even in winter, she says. It'd be fine with me if you wanted to stay on a while longer. Thank you, says Chaim. She herself is a hard worker and a warm human being. This is not a life that allows for luxuries, but going out to the fields at dawn every day and ending work as the sun goes down softens the heart even as it toughens the body. As they prepare to leave the field, a small bell begins to ring. The hour is still somewhat early for the church's evening bell. Chaim glances down to the road at the base of the hill. A funeral procession advances slowly along the road, the mourners surrounding a horse cart bearing a coffin. The woman sets her hoe on the ground, removes her headscarf, and clasps her hands together. Chaim scans the hills to find that all the other workers on the surrounding farms are doing the same thing, clasping their hands, bowing their heads, and closing their eyes in the direction of the passing funeral. Chaim follows their example. The old man leading the funeral procession swings the little bell. Its ringing echoes among the hills. The mourners pass in silence, the women in black veils, the men in black coats, heads bowed. The children in the rear elbow each other playfully, unaware of the meaning of death. When the funeral has passed, the woman raises her head and blinks her moistened eyes. The one who passed away is going home, she says. Home, Chaim asks, somewhat startled. Home. To the soil, to the sky, to the sea, like all living things. Chaim nods in silent recognition. How many deaths has he seen in this endlessly long journey of his, life of his, All those people leave this world of ours and we never see them again. In that sense, death is an infinitely sad event. If, however, we think that in dying they go back to their homes somewhere, a certain comfort and even joy comes to mingle with the sadness. But Chaim, who can never grow old or die, can never go home. The woman scoops up a handful of earth and says with deep feeling, many lives have become a part of this soil, the lives of tiny living things we can't see, the lives of withered grass. If you think about it that way, our vegetables are made for us by the lives of many others. I see. Can I ask you a favor, Chaim? Of course. If I should die while you're working here, would you scatter some of my ashes on this field for me? A handful would do. Chaim is at a loss for words. He forces a smile. Husband dead, children on their own. The woman lives by herself on the farm. Chaim knows that if he goes on working here, like it or not, he will eventually have to watch over the woman's deathbed, even if she were to die 100 to 200 years from now. The church bell rings, signaling the end of the workday. The woman clasps her hands before her as she did when the funeral passed. I have been allowed to come safely through one more day. For this I give my heartfelt thanks. May tomorrow be another healthy day for me. Her voice in prayer resounds forcefully in Chaim's breast. This happens every time he hears the church's evening bell. The conviction overtakes him that he does not belong here. Ma'am, he says to the woman after the last chime resounds. Yes? Wouldn't you say that people give thanks for each safe day and pray for good fortune in the day to come because they know their lives will end? What's wrong, Chaim? I'll be leaving the village when the harvest is over. Why, all of the sudden, what happened? I have no right to live here, he says. Ignoring her stupefaction, Chaim lifts the vegetable basket in both arms. He takes another good long look at the setting sun. Where will you go, Chaim, if you leave here? I don't know, somewhere. Are you just going to keep wandering like this? I don't have any place to go home to, says Chaim, hoisting the basket onto his shoulder. He starts down the hill. His back glows red in the setting sun. End. Alright, well that one was pretty cute. Not nearly as tear-jerker-y as some of the other ones. I'm thankful for that. Alright, what's going on here? Can I not? Okay, weird. There's no, like, blue line there to indicate the edge of the area. Okay. It looks like we've got... Wait. Hang on. Apparently there's another dream here in town. Oh, look at this. What was that all about? Does he have like a camera in his eye or something? Alright, let's head. I think we need to go this way. Let's see. Clump. I should probably make my way to one of the stores as well to buy some new healing items, or restock, I should say, since I blew like all of them in the last battle. There we are. Flappy Birds. Klein recalls a memory that was locked deep within his heart. A dream has been revealed. Alright, let's dream then. Portraits of the dead. She always has mourning clothes with her. That way she can begin a portrait as soon as a request comes in. And so it is today. Having slipped into her morning dress in the shed on the pier, she boards the downstream ferry. Her hands are full. One holds the case with her painting tools, and the other the garment bag for her morning dress. She has heard that a rich man lies dying in a town 20 kilometers downstream. Her name is Rosa. It's a race against time, she says with a grim smile. I have to start as soon as possible before the face changes. Changes how? Kime asks. It's hard to say. There's a deepening strain to Rosa's smile. But I know it when I see it, when the person has gone from this side to the other side. Once they've gone over, I can't paint them, at least not in a way that will please the family. It just can't be done. Rosa is a professional portraitist of the dead. The custom of preserving death masks is now widely practiced in this area. Families too poor to hire an artist daub the face of the newly deceased with dye and preserve the loved one's deathbed expression on a cloth pressed against the dyed face. Some families make a death mask with plaster. Only the wealthiest families can afford to hire a professional like Rosa, so that lurking in the background of an individual's death, there can be a variety of disputes. I've heard families quarreling over the inheritance behind my back, even as I sit there sketching the dead person. One widow presented my portrait of her husband to the court to prove that he had been poisoned. Another time, some loan sharks waited until the moment the man died and charged right into the house. One husband tried to spit in his wife's face as soon as she gave up the ghost. Apparently, she had been unfaithful to him for years. Rosa tells her stories with utter detachment. She reveals no emotion at all. This, she says, is indispensable to becoming an outstanding portraitist of the dead. You have to open your sketchbook and get your brushes going with the bereaved family members right there, overcome with grief. There's no way you can produce a good portrait if you become emotional or allow yourself to be swept up in the emotions of the other people in the house. Kime responds with a silent nod. His only connection with the woman is to have boarded the same boat and sat at the same table in the cafe on deck. Only a few minutes have passed since she started volunteering her stories, but that is all it has taken for Kime to perceive the hint of nihilism lurking in her beautiful features. The more respectable artists despise painters like me. Why is that? Well, half of them accuse us of making our living from people's deaths. The other half look down on us for not being moved by what we do. I see their point. I mean, the emotions are what give rise to all the arts, whether it's painting, sculpture, music, or literature. We don't have emotions like that. We're nothing but craftsmen. Rosa speaks without a hint of either self-mockery or pride. Her tone suggests that she is merely stating the obvious in an obvious way. Kime takes a sip of his rye whiskey, and Rosa drinks from her rose petal tea. The boat makes its leisurely way downstream. The season is spring. The river is high with snowmelt, and whitewater birds have settled on its surface. Strange, Rosa says with a giggle. When I first saw you, I thought you and I must be members of the same profession, which is why I took the initiative to speak to you. Kime gives her a strained smile. He knows nothing about painting, and he is fairly certain there is nothing about his appearance that would cause him to be mistaken for an artist. It well could be, however, that in the profile of this man drinking whiskey alone in the afternoon, Rosa has recognized the hue of a nihilism like her own. Or then again, she might have perceived the shadow of the other side clinging fast to Kime's back. Until a few days ago, Kime was on a battlefield. There he witnessed the killing of many enemies and many allies, but he was unmoved by any of it. Such youthfulness had long since vanished from him. Though outwardly unchanged, Kime has lived through several centuries. Rosa says that she is in her mid-30s and her 10th year since becoming a portraitist of the dead, which apparently puts her near the beginning of her career. If you wouldn't mind, she adds, I have a few more things I'd like to discuss with you. When Kime nods silently in compliance, Rosa thanks him and gives him her first heartfelt smile of the day. Portraitists of the dead are never present while the subject is dying. The very fact that such a professional has been called means that the person's death is imminent, and so theirs is seen as a preservance of ill omen and even defilement. A family member or friend who has been at the bedside dares to broach the subject quietly in another room. Don't you think that it may be time to call a painter? The answer, whether too soon for that or I think you may be right, is delivered in guarded tones. Introduced to the family by the church, the portraitist never enters the house by the front door. Rather, he or she goes around the back and is shown to a room where the sun cannot penetrate. There, the painter changes into mourning clothes and waits for the announcement of the death. Eventually, a quiet knock on the door is followed by a summons to appear, and the painter dressed in mourning sets to work. Not all deaths occur at the end of long lifetimes, of course. All too often, the painter must depict the face of one who has died young of illness or accident. The face that emerges in the artist's sketchbook radiates the delicate vivacity of one who has just crossed the border dividing life from death, one who has only moments before transited from this world to the other world. The work presented to the family is an oil painting done from the sketch, but Rosa believes the sketch itself is far more authentic portrait of the dead. There is nothing quite like the atmosphere in a room where someone has just died. How to put it? It's as though the flow of time has stopped, or time itself has melted into the very air. The sobbing and wailing sound as if they might last forever, the only movement of time in all this being the way the face of the dead person emerges little by little onto the blank white page of the sketchbook. She hands him her thick sketch pad. See, she says. showing him countless faces of the dead. This is 2 years' worth. Many of the faces are peaceful, but others are full of agony, and all without exception possess a mysterious presence. They differ unmistakably from faces in sleep. Neither, however, do they look dead. They seem as if they might open their eyes at any moment or just as easily crumble into ash. They hover, men and women alike, on the very brink of death. After the body has cooled, it's too late. It's also too late if the family has begun making its preparations for the funeral. The game is won or lost in those very few minutes following the death itself. All we can do is start sketching as efficiently and expeditiously as possible. With a painful smile, Rosa adds, "In the eyes of the family, though, that makes me a cold-hearted woman." Kime turns the pages of her sketchbook, saying nothing. He would like to tell her that it is the same on the battlefield. There, no one has time to mourn the death of a soldier. If you're busy shedding tears instead of doing the next thing you have to do, you end up being one of those forced to travel to the other world. The final sketch in the book is unfinished, the face of a young girl. The general outlines of the hair and face are sketched in, nothing more. Kime looks questionably at Rosa. "My daughter," she says softly. "But why?" A portrait painter of the dead reaches full maturity in the profession when she is able to paint a member of her own family, which only makes sense. I mean, how self-serving is it if you can be coldly objective toward the death of a stranger, but not toward a member of your own family? Her daughter died 2 years ago. The girl's 3 short years of life brought to a sudden end by a bad flu that was making the rounds. I was holding her hands almost until the moment she died, Rosa said. I was in tears, calling her name and pleading with her to come back to me, not to die. After the doctor looked at her with a shake of his drooping head, though, Rosa released her daughter's hands and opened her sketchbook. Wiping her tears, she picked up her pencil and tried to sketch her daughter's face. But I couldn't do it. The tears came pouring out of me no matter how much I wiped them. I simply couldn't work. Kime turns his gaze on to the unfinished sketch again. Some areas of the white paper were wavy, perhaps where Rosa's tears had fallen. I guess I'm not qualified to be a portraitist of the dead, she says with a smile, glancing down at the river. But still, if I had to choose one work of art to leave behind, this would be it. The boat gives a blast on its steam horn, frighten the birds on the river, leap into the air in a great mass. Kime closes the sketchbook and returns it to Rosa. He considers complimenting her on the excellence of the drawing, but chooses silence instead. Such praise, he feels, could be a sign of disrespect for her work, for Rosa herself, or for her dead daughter. I didn't mean to bend your ear like this, she says. I'm sorry. She stands and peers at Kime once again. Really, though, you look like a member of my profession. Kime gives her a strained smile and shakes his head. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that, she responds with a strained smile of her own. And you probably won't like me saying this either, but please call me if you ever need a portraitist of the dead. I won't need one, Kime says. I have no family. No family? Well then, when your own time comes. With a little chuckle, Rosa leaves. Her right hand grasps the case with her painting supplies. Her left the garment bag with mourning clothes. Unfortunately, Kime will never need her services. He cannot go to the other world just yet. On the long, long road of his life, how many deaths must he encounter? The steam horn blasts again. The boat gradually lowers its speed and edges toward the riverbank. The landing draws closer. When he leaves the boat, his journey will begin again. It will be a long journey. The next battlefield lies far beyond the mountains that tower in the distance. End. That one was interesting. Wow. Yeah, it kind of seems like a depressing profession. Alright, let's, go to the square. How are we looking for time here, too? We're coming up. New Main Street. Oh, hang on. To find an item store here. Pick up some new healing. Or restock on healing items. Perfect. Item store. Alright, Oh. Oh, these are so expensive. Holy crap. Wow. Well. Yeah. Yikes. We'll have to find some enemies to steal them from. Alright, what's this way? Yeah, perfect. Boom, 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 boom. White square. Alright, this is where we need to be. Just gotta find the guy. Oh, here we are. This is the dude. Cubic musician Leto. Hello, hello. Would you like to try playing this cube here? What? You don't know what cubic music is? Well, I can't believe it. And it's so much fun, too. This is a special cube, you see. When you hit it, it makes the most beautiful sound. It's even better if you can create the right melody, because the cube will open up to reveal fabulous prizes. You'll need a cubic music score to play. It's your first time, though, so I'll give you one to start out. Okay. Which one would you like to try? C, E, G, C? Yeah. Okay, I have no idea what this means. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. C. Oh, okay. Guess I don't like that. Oh, that was too bad. I want to try the same thing. Yes, I'm going to try that again. So C, E, G, C. Oh. Oh, okay. So it doesn't, I guess it doesn't matter, like, how you set it up, right? Because, like, I thought that I needed to pick C with Seth, but apparently it just does it in the right order. Apparently, it seems weird. Congratulations, that was some superb playing. To commemorate this first performance, I'd like to give you this. Alright, force obtained. See you later. Come play again soon, you hear? You know what? I want to do this one more time. Yeah, let's play it anyway. Yeah, and I don't know, does it matter how you set everybody up too? I don't know. Let's put Cook over here this time. And then Jensen here. Oh, it is putting Seth first. Okay. Yeah, so C. E. G. C. Yeah, so it looks like, and I don't know again. Yeah, that was, it just automatically, like your battle order is automatically done correctly, right? Because normally, I think in battles, don't we usually select commands with Kym first, and then Seth? We'll see. We'll go do an actual battle, or yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. You know, and I want to see what our current formation is. Oh yeah, this looks good. Okay. Anyways, all right. So that was good. What's our time looking like here? Oh, we are out of time. You know what? I'm gonna head out to the. Let's head out. Oh, we can go to the south here. And then, yeah, I'll probably just cut. We'll cut this video here, and then we'll pick it up in the forest. Yeah, Crimson Forest. Okay. As always, hope the guide was helpful, and hope you join me for more videos. Thank you for watching.